Welcome to the Healthspan Collective, the podcast where science and wellness converge. I'm Nicole Doran, and I'm thrilled to have you join us as we dive into the world of regenerative medicine, integrative health, and the latest science and trends shaping how we live healthier for longer. Today we have Tatiana Lampa. She has a degree in nutrition and exercise sciences, is a certified personal trainer, and corrective exercise specialist. She is also the founder and creator of the Training with T app and has her one-on-one online coaching business. Tatiana started her career as a fitness professional almost 10 years ago in New York City and specializes in helping women decrease back pain with strength training and Pilates. Tatiana has trained hundreds of clients worldwide and worked alongside many fitness brands and magazines such as Women's Health, Good Housekeeping, and many more. All right. Tatiana Lampa, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited to be here. I take your class every Wednesday morning at Trumbull in West Palm Beach. Shout out if anybody wants to join me. No, but for real, you are like the best Pilates instructor. And I need to do other types of training with you because you're like, you train in all different ways, right?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I have a good variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me like a little bit about where your journey began. Did you always know you wanted to be a trainer?
I think yes and no.
Okay.
Because I've always been in the fitness and health space. I was in sports. I was a cheerleader. I was playing volleyball in high school. I was a dancer. So being in any type of movement felt so natural. And then in high school, I was a volleyball coach. I was like getting to that coaching mindset and like, how do I talk to these younger girls? And then in college, I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. I feel like I kind of was lost like every other college student.
Yeah.
And something just hit me and I was like, I want to become a physical therapist.
Okay.
You know, that was like, my dream was like, become a physical therapist for the Yankees. And I like manifested. I was like writing it down every single day. And then I got a degree in nutrition and exercise sciences.
Okay.
On my way to go to PT school, and I didn't get into PT school. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back to school. I'll go back to school for dance. So random. I don't know why. Then I became a trainer. I was like, let me just do this on the side.
Okay.
And then when I first started my first 3 months, I was like, I can make way more money than like being a trainer than a physical therapist.
Oh,
and
really?
And I won't have all that debt of another 3 years of school.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like thinking in a financial part of it. And yeah, my parents were very upset. I'm Filipino, I'm Asian. So like you can only imagine how upset they were. And they're like, a trainer, what is this? Like, they're like, there's no security. There's no like, certainty that you can do this forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I see this vision and I want to push forward with it.
Okay.
And I'm so glad I did. Because now it's been a decade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
You're from Queens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so I assume you started training like clients in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Were you doing group fitness at that time too?
So I started off personal training at New York Sports Club.
Oh, cool.
And then that was like my first year. I was learning how to sell. I was learning just like clients and how to build programs, applying everything I learned from college to in person. And it's totally different from college to like, in person. And it was totally game changing. And I got into group fitness because one of my friends was like, hey, I think you should teach at this studio called SLT. It's a Megaformer studio.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I was like, should I? I'll never forget my first audition.
Really?
It was like, it's scary at first because you've never been exposed to this group fitness space.
Yeah.
And I never taught on the machine. So I remember teaching on the floor to like the heads of this audition. And that's what got me into group fitness.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask how you got into, obviously, like you're a Trumbull instructor now. So you're on a Megaformer. Do we call Trumbull Pilates or it's like Pilates inspired?
Pilates inspired.
Okay.
So since we do have like those cardio bursts and it's a bigger machine, and we also move really slow compared to regular Pilates. Pilates is actually quick with their movements and their transitions are slower. We're kind of flip.
Yeah. I flipped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So and SLT is super similar to Trumbull, right? Like same type of Megaformer. Okay, cool. So that was your first experience so you were doing the Megaformer in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then how long ago did you guys move to Florida?
We moved 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What? So COVID move?
COVID move.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike and I, my Mike and
Oh
I.
my God, guys, we have a mic. We both have mics. I love this.
This is like a theme in my life. Like, I swear all of my friends, their husband's name are Mike.
Oh my God. Like, it's so crazy. Wait, what's your last name? Your married name is Doran?
Doran, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
then
yeah.
Mike D.
Mike D. Yeah, yeah. No, it's literally like, I feel like there are multiple people, whether I'm like getting on Zooms or just like calling friends. It's like my Mike, your Mike.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, okay. So you guys moved down in COVID. Did you think it was going to be temporary and you'd eventually go back?
Yes, it was temporary. We just
Okay.
didn't know
What to
I don't,
expect,
Yeah,
right?
we didn't know what to expect. And I was like, I don't know if you felt the same way, but I was like, we don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Let's just do something now because we'll never get a chance to. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but let's take a chance on it.
Yeah.
We lost everything in New York during the pandemic. So like, I saw this as a restart moment.
Okay. And it's worked out great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're here, like, you're pretty close to Pier Forum, right? In Boca?
I'm literally a block away.
I love it. That's why you're here so often. I love it. Okay, cool. So you got down here, you got connected with Tremble, but you still tell me a little bit about your app, Training with T.
I released Training with T in 2020.
Oh, okay.
I actually got asked to release my app before the pandemic. So it was like perfect timing. So yeah, we released it officially during the pandemic, and it was for women. Women who are busy. Most of my workouts are 30 minutes and under. A lot of the girls love 20-minute workouts. We call them the 20-minute express. This is at home. And then I started releasing gym workouts because now that we're back at the gym, I see and like hear from my girls now that they're still working out at home and they love it.
Yeah. I do a split of like, I love to make it to the gym when I can to like lift heavy weights and stuff. But honestly, like I said, I come to your classes. I usually do Tremble on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then most other days I work out at home too. Because it's just like, I got to be here. Like, it's just so efficient.
Yeah,
so
it is efficient.
I love that. I'll have to download your app and do your
you have
workouts.
to.
I'm sure they're great. And then are you doing nutrition with clients too?
Yes. So with my one-on-one virtual clients, I'll do like a meal plan. I'll do their macros and just really guide them through their healthy eating.
Okay. What are you finding? I'm assuming like a lot of your clients are like our age bracket, right? What are you finding that people are looking for the most or struggling with the most that you feel like working with you as a coach is most helpful for?
I think the number one thing is consistency.
Yeah.
A lot of millennials, we're all so busy and we put like so many things on our plate, and then we'll get into a really, really great routine and then we go away. Or like something like an event happened and we kind of feel like we've fallen off, but now like we've fallen off and we're like, how do I get back into it? And now it's like 2 weeks has turned into a month has turned into like 2 months. And sometimes like when you're off of it for so long, you're like, well, I don't even know how to get back into it.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of my clients are like, I know exactly what to do. I just need that accountability.
Yeah.
And I need a plan. And so like when they're waiting, like I'm waiting for them behind the screen, I'm like on the computer, or I'll send them a message. I'm like, hey, I need to see your food. Let me see a sweaty selfie, like something. Send me some kind of accountability to give them that connection.
Yeah.
So that's what I've noticed is the consistency part for my clients, at least.
Okay. And how is like diet culture playing a role? Like, are you seeing a lot of girls who have gone, maybe vegan for years and then it's not like they start to gain some weight, or maybe the reverse? Like, are you dealing with that or not really?
I think right now it's Ozempic for my clients.
Okay. Tell me more.
Yeah. When I first heard of it, I'm like, obviously I'm not mad about it because it's to each its own,
right.
Do whatever feels good for you. I think sometimes we'll depend on Ozempic too much and then not rely on the fitness portion, which is such a huge part of like our life and our lifestyle and just like healthy living. So to neglect the exercising part makes me sad. So I have clients that are still, they'll be on it for health purposes, but still get their exercise in.
Okay.
Some people will stop training because they're like, I'm going to rely on that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll see, later in the future, I'm sure more science is coming out already now about things that you should do to support it while you're on this. What are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, cool. Because I have a few, but like I feel like I need more evidence. You know?
Yeah. Yes. I think like more evidence, more research across the board, especially like with these mass amounts of people, being on GLP-1s is going to be really useful to have.
Yeah.
So we do use GLP-1s here at Pure Form through compounded pharmacies. So like semaglutide is the compound that is Ozempic. Like that's just the pharmaceutical name for anybody who doesn't know. The way that we use it, though, is we typically start with much smaller doses for clients. And a lot of our clients actually stay on smaller doses than they ever would if they were going through like big pharma, where you just like, that's just the schedule. You start with like a pretty big dose and then you go up to a really large dose. And that's where, like, from the people that I've seen, they tend to be on a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And then they have no appetite at all. And yeah, they lose all this weight so fast. But my number one concern is from a longevity perspective and just from a general health perspective as well. Muscle is everything.
Yeah.
Like, I am such a big believer. I don't know if you know Gabrielle Lyon. I love her content. Muscle is everything. Like, when we think about aging and getting older, usually, like most older people, their health troubles start after a fall. And the reason you fall is because you don't have the muscle to hold up your skeleton, you know? So it's something that we work with our patients very closely on to say, like, do you have an exercise routine that you really enjoy doing? And making sure that, once again, they're not on such a big dose of the drug that they're not hungry for 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Because if they're not eating enough protein and they're not building muscle, they are going to lose muscle as they lose weight, which, you know, a majority of Americans are obese and most people do need to lose weight, but you want to lose fat, not muscle.
Yes. So you nailed it, because I was reading up on it and it was saying that, you know, when you're on it for an extended period of time, you'll start to lose your muscle mass because of that lack of protein. And you're also not, if you're not exercising as well. And then whenever you decide to get off of it, it's going to be harder to burn more calories because you don't have the muscle to burn them anymore.
Right.
So it's almost like feeling like you're starting from the beginning.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think like muscle is key. And to me, it's like, the way we talk about it with our clients is you almost want to like wager, like, okay, like, yes, this is going to help you so much. And at the right doses, it'll really just reduce cravings for the junk. Like you won't crave extra sweets or those like salty snacks, but you should still be hungry enough, like I said, to eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and protein first. Like we say, like, protein, fiber, fat. Like when you're looking at your meal, if you have chicken, broccoli, and rice, like go for the chicken first, the broccoli second, the rice third.
Yeah.
And make sure if you're getting on one of these, you know, some people need like a little bit of a warming up period to just kind of get back in the zone. Great. But the second phase, we got to start strength training if you're not already doing it. And if you're already doing it, let's start like PRing. Like let's work on building that muscle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're totally on the same page of it.
Yeah.
And I also like want to say it's a good like addition. Like you don't want to like just completely just like get rid of your routine and like replace it. Just add it into it. And like if you have guidance like Pure Form, like I feel like that's way better. I
think working with the right practitioners is so big. And I think that's like when I hear a lot in the media about like, I feel like it, you know, we go through waves in the media where like Ozempic is like healing all and then it's, you know, the devil's drug or like it's awful and nobody should be on it. And it's like, in my opinion, you just need to be working with a really qualified practitioner who knows the right information and can work with you and sit with you and really understand like, how are you doing? You know, even like for a lot of clients, like it slows their digestion. Let's make sure we're doing something about that, because even that can cause like detoxification issues if you're not going to the restroom every day. Like that's going to become a health problem of its own.
Yeah.
And I hear of a lot of people going to doctors who aren't asking about that. And that concerns me.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I think it's all about working with the right practitioners and, you know, ideally, if you're a generally healthy person, it should be a tool that can help you get to the goal you're looking to meet. And then let's wean off of it. Let's keep your healthy practices that you've put in place and let's wean off of it. We don't, you know, in a dream world, we're all on as least amount of drugs as we can be, you know?
That's the goal.
So anyway, that's my soapbox. But that's really interesting that you're seeing like that trend amongst clients, whether they're dropping off, or I'm sure you get it both ways.
I get both. Like some of them will come to me and they're like, I just got off of it.
Okay.
I want to like really get back into my routine. So I'm getting like really a mix of it, but I really just, I'm there to support clients. You know, I'm not going to shame them in any way. If that's something they want to do, go for it. Just make sure you're underneath proper practitioners. But yeah, that's currently the trends that I have.
That's the trend.
Yeah.
Okay. That's super interesting. So you have your app, Training with T. You also work with clients one-on-one, in person and virtually, right? You train at Tremble. Am I missing anything?
I have a full-time job.
You also have a full-time job. Like, I missed the biggest thing.
And then I also work with content. I work with other brands to create content as an influencer. So I do a lot of UGC.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And you've been published in like some really big magazines too, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And then you also had this big life event that happened over the past year where you donated your husband a kidney.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that journey. Had your husband always had kidney disease?
So it started because he has Crohn's disease, and it was a side effect of a medication.
Oh.
And it was a first side effect. And he saw numbers first like that weren't right. And the doctor was like, this doesn't really look right, but if it gets worse, we'll keep an eye on it. 18, didn't keep an eye on it. Fast forward to, how old is he? 33.
Wow.
He doesn't feel good. We moved here. Then a year later, he got really sick. And we didn't know why. We thought it was COVID. And we're like, wow, this COVID is like really long. Like, why is he feeling like this? So then he finally went to the doctor and they're like, you need to be on dialysis tomorrow. We're putting you on right away. You need to be hooked up. And it was like life-changing. Like that was something we didn't expect. He didn't expect it either, but he knew that like something was wrong with his body and he couldn't figure out what it was. We were going to the chiropractor. My husband also eats super clean, like cleaner than me, like organic everything. And so, yeah, we got the news and yeah, we were totally heartbroken. We were also, we're here by ourselves without our family, without our friends. So it felt lonely during this like past 2 years. So yeah, we put him on dialysis and now he's on the list for a kidney, and we had like so many people and within our friends and our family like willing to donate, and going through that process is grueling. Like it's nonstop. You have to go through a lot of testing, and there's a lot of like mental testing too, psychological testings, which makes sense. At first I'm like, why? And now that like I've gone through everything, I'm like, okay, it totally makes sense. Like these doctors know what they're doing. So my brother was supposed to donate right after our wedding. So we got married. He was on dialysis the day before our wedding. And it's so mind-boggling that we were able to push through.
Chills.
Yeah. He was on dialysis the day before. He couldn't make it to our wedding rehearsal dinner. He was so sick. I was like freaked out. And I was like, oh my God, is he like getting scared to like marry me? Like, is it? And so he just wasn't feeling good. He was able to make it to the wedding, which was great, but we also had a lot of people, like not as, we had less than 100 people, but we had people fly in. So we don't know if like someone got him sick or whatever it is. So my brother's supposed to donate 10 days after, and it didn't happen. The doctor canceled on us.
What?
Yes. So the doctor canceled on us. It was here in Florida, and we were heartbroken.
A doctor can just cancel?
Yes, we were so pissed. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason, and thank God we did not go with this hospital or this doctor.
Okay, true.
So we're still trying to get my brother into a hospital. Now Mike is upset. We're all upset. So we're still pushing through. We still aren't able to get my brother into a hospital. So now it's because of one of his testings went wrong. Then testings over testings. Then one of our friends tried to donate. Testing didn't he couldn't go through. And I said to Mike right from the start, I was like, I want to donate. And he was like, I don't want you to donate because if you want to have, like, if we're going to have kids, like, I can't let that happen. So told him, like, if I don't donate, how can we have kids? Like, you won't be around, so then that put it into perspective. I could cry thinking about it. So yeah, finally last year, at the beginning of this, what month are we in? We're March. Okay, so last year, exactly December, I was like, I don't care what you say. I'm going to start my testing in New York. I feel comfortable with our New York doctors. We'll be home. We'll be taken care of. So I started it. He was like, upset that I was doing this, but grateful at the end that I pushed through. So we had this surgery May 14th of 2024.
Okay.
And that was 2 years. That date is so wild. 2 years beforehand, Mike proposed to me. Yeah. So we're like sitting in the hospital. I was like, do you know what day today is? And then he was like, what? I'm like, you literally proposed 2 years ago. You gave me a ring and now I'm giving you a kidney. Like, this is just so wild. It's so crazy how life and the universe works.
Oh, I have full body chills for like the 5th time now.
So before this all happened, it was really a journey. Like, we got rejected from we got rejected by like 4 hospitals.
Why?
Insurance, to test things, like anything and everything. They're really, really strict. So yeah, the month before the surgery, Mike was really like dying. He wasn't feeling good. He couldn't go to sleep. His heart rate was up. He couldn't even walk. It was just wild. The surgery happens. Everything goes great. I see him the next day. I see him in his hospital room. We're in 2 different floors. And he's yapping away. He's like lively and he's himself. He's on his computer, like smacking the keypad. And I'm like dying. Like, I like felt like shit. I was not okay.
It's like they say with a kidney transplant, like the person who receives the kidney will feel better
right away.
But then the donor feels terrible,
yes.
Right? Okay, and that was your experience.
I've never had surgery in my life. I didn't know what to expect. I've never been under anesthesia. So, like, I was feeling some type of way. I was feeling weird. I had a lot of shoulder pain. I had a lot of low back pain. Ooh. It was the way they pumped 7 pounds of air into my stomach just so they can move the organs around.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so all I could do was walk. The walking was the best thing. I was like holding the IVs, walking around the hospital, like 2 o'clock in the morning. The nurse was like, Tatiana, you really need to go to bed. I'm like, I'm so scared to. Like going down to sit, I was in excruciating pain. Oh. Like, I was like, give me more pain meds. Give them to me all. Yeah. But then fast forward to like 3-4 days later, I was like walking miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
3-4 days later.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wait, so just to back up for a sec. So can you not have kids because you gave him a kidney?
So I have to wait a year.
Oh.
Not bad.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this really was a sacrifice. Now you guys are going to be able to have kids.
No, it's all good. So I can wait a year, which is fun because I wasn't like trying to rush it.
You probably want to wait a year after that kind of surgery.
Yes,
anyway.
Probably we even wait longer, but it's fine. But we got the clearance and I said, I'm good. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so he starts feeling better immediately. Mm-hmm. You're walking 3 or 4 miles, a couple miles 3 or 4 days later. What does recovery look like after that for you? I assume even a week later, you're not like jumping back in to teach classes.
No, so I felt there's moments of energetic boosts and like bursts throughout the day. And then there's like moments I just felt like I just got hit by a car and I'd have to lay down and like, my issue is, my toxic trait is that I feel like I can do everything.
Yeah.
And so I was pushing through. I was even logging into work. I was working. And I felt my body saying no. It was like, girl, you need to slow down and recover. So the first 7 days of recovery, like I was working a little bit, but then I after that hit, I was like, no, I can't do any more. Activity-wise, by, I believe, 10 days, my doctor was like, you can start light activity. You're a trainer. You know what to do. So I tried it, and there were some movements that felt great and some movements that was a hell no. And it was good to like feel it out. Yeah. And then eventually he was like, just keep walking, keep doing your thing. Like, you know what's best for your body. You know when it's like too much to push. So I started doing private Pilates.
Okay.
And some parts of it really hurts because it's a lot of core.
Right.
And then I was like really scared to come back to tremble because that's also a lot of core. So I eased my way back into tremble, but I really was getting back into strength training. Okay. So that's what felt the best.
So you started that like 10 days in, and then over the next few weeks just kind of increased as you felt good. Wow. Okay. And then can you drink for after a few months after? Yeah.
I think I couldn't drink. I think it was like a month after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think I started drinking like maybe 2 or 3. Just to be safe.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know how long of a recovery process it was, but it sounds like not bad. And how's Mike doing now?
He's amazing. Oh, He's doing so good. He has more, like, so much energy. He's producing more red blood cells than ever. So he has to donate blood. That's how, like, well the kidney is, like, producing.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. And does he still have Crohn's?
Yes, but that's controlled.
Controlled, obviously, with a different medication.
Different medication. And then he also had the surgery of the reverse. So he had part of his intestine or colon cut out. And then he had the bag. And then it was like a few months like that. And then they attached it back together. Got
it. Okay, awesome. Wow. Well, what a journey. Yeah. Wife of the century.
It was definitely a journey.
Yeah. I just, like, I can't imagine. I feel like we got married around the same time.
Wait, when did you guys get married?
Beginning of 2024.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. And you got married at the Addison, right?
Yes, at the Addison.
Yeah, yeah. We got married at the Boca. So they're like sister properties.
God, I love the Boca girls.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, to our mics.
Yeah,
but yeah, just like thinking about, like, I feel like that time was just like, it's a stressful time in general, like trying to, run a business, and like, it's like turns into this whole like second job, or for you, fifth job.
No, honestly, you need to quit your jobs and just focus on planning your wedding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was talking to a friend the other day who, like, it happened to line up where she really she was like wanting to quit her job anyway. And she had the opportunity to do it like a month before her wedding. And I was like, girl, I'm so jealous. Like,
oh my God, that's amazing.
If I could have just like paused work for a month, I would have been so much more mentally sane.
Yes. Yes. I felt that.
But I just like truly can't imagine dealing with like your husband just so sick during the same time. Like,
I can't even believe we went through that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it just feels like a different
I feel like
dimension.
Like dementia, but almost felt like numb, because I also didn't talk about it. I didn't want to like talk. When was it? Last year, exactly a year ago. That's when I like posted on social media. And it was a super vulnerable moment. And I was like, I'm not ready for this, because I'm scared it's going to affect my business. Like, I don't want people to think I'm weak or like I have too much going on that I can't take on other projects. So I was scared of that. But then I opened up.
You're such a New Yorker.
Yeah.
That's so New York.
Like, all I can think about is just like, I need to work. I need to pay these bills. So then when I opened up, like, strangers, family, friends, like followers were messaging me, and it felt so good to have support. And I was like, okay, then I really need to continue to share the story.
Yeah. No, I find it so interesting. Just like, as your follower and your friend, like it's what's going on in your life. And it's just a truly incredible journey to even just learn about for those of us who like aren't exposed to, the kidney transplant process. Like, it's so interesting to me to even see, how quickly you bounced back. Like I said, I would assume it would be a longer recovery.
I thought it would be too. And they said, the doctor's like, you're healthy, you're fit, you're going to jump back real quick.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. So was there anything that was a part of the process beyond just recovering quickly that was really surprising to you guys?
Probably just the recovery. I think everything else, I think just jumping back into life was maybe the toughest.
Yeah.
And also listening to our body. I know Mike was like, he jumped right back into life, and he hasn't been like working, hasn't seen his friends, or family. So he really dove like back into life. I think that was the best part of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited about that you're working on now? I know, like I was telling you before we started, I'm like, sometimes I watch your content and girl, I'm just tired. What? Like, you have so much going on. Like, I give you so much props for just like, you're juggling so many things at once.
Yeah. I feel like I like a circus act, but like, the funny thing is my parents, they watched me for many years, like do like 1,000 things. And then my mom, I think my dad said it to me. He's like, you make me dizzy. He was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I am doing the most.
Doing the most. Yeah. Even like we were saying, you were doing a mat Pilates training in Miami. That's like an 1.5-hour drive from here. You're like, I'm going back and forth Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, I guess my biggest question is like, what do you do for you to like reset, recover? Like what does Tatiana time look like?
Great question. Coming to Pure Form is like one of the things that's a given, but also I'll plan trips with friends, like a weekend. Okay. Whenever I go home back to New York, it's like we are going espresso martinis, we're going out, we're getting our workouts in, and I feel like that energizes me more. When I come back home, I'm like, okay, that was a reset I needed. So that's kind of like my rest and recovery, is spending quality times with friends and family.
Okay, good. Yeah, you said you have a trip coming this weekend. I'm sure that'll be like rest and recovery time.
Yeah.
I love that. What are your favorite like biohacking tools? I know you love cryotherapy here, right? Do you do anything else?
Yeah, so I love cryo. I did cryo nonstop prepping for the wedding.
Okay.
I love it. It's also really great for your skin.
Yeah.
I love red light therapy. I have it at home.
Okay. Do you do a mask or what do you do?
I
at
have
home?
one of the panels.
Oh, okay. Is it the Juve panel?
Yeah, the Juve.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So do you like stand in front of it?
Yeah, I'll stand in front of it. It also helped with my surgery scar.
Oh, I bet.
Also helps with bloating. There's like so many benefits with it. And then whenever I get a facial, I'll like go in front of it too after that. And then I use a lot of my hyper-ice tools, like my massage gun. I also have the Normatec boots. So after I've been running a lot, I'm training for High Rocks.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Okay, what is High Rocks?
Okay, it's High Rocks. Okay, High Rocks is basically a summary of my life because it's just a lot going on. So I'm not a runner, and after the surgery, I was like, I want to try and challenge myself to something new. Let me do this. So I have a partner. My partner's in Miami. She's like younger, full of energy. She's super strong. So I feel like she is helping me push through.
Okay.
So it's a lot of running. So you run to each station.
Okay.
So each station will have like walking lunges with a sandbag, 1,000-meter ski, 1,000-meter row, farmer's carry, 100 wall balls, broad jump burpees. Like there's just a lot. It's just a lot of cardio.
Is it like CrossFit-y?
Yeah. So I would say it's more functional than CrossFit.
Okay.
Because we're not doing barbells or anything. So everything that we're doing is like a squat, hinge, a pull, a push, squat, push, carries. So it's functional exercises plus the running.
So how much running, like how far are you running, like training for this?
Oh my gosh. I did training yesterday and I literally thought I was going to barf. It was like so intense. And I was like, why did I sign up for this? It's a lot. So I've been practicing for myself 3 miles at least once a week. I'm not, I'm not this big runner, but I do run before and at the end of my workout just to get like the endurance up.
Wow. Okay. So you're running pre and post like lift.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's very impressive. So it's a competition, High Rocks?
Yeah.
Okay, so when's the competition?
It's April 19th in Miami if you want to come.
Okay.
Come and watch.
Sometimes we have a good time. I'll come cheer you on.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fun. It sounds like it's outdoor?
I believe it is.
Okay, cool.
I hope not. It's just that Miami heat is just so strong.
It really is. I was just talking about that with somebody. It's like we're not that far, but there is just a difference between like the blazing sun in the Miami heat than it is in Palm Beach County, right? Yeah. And I know, so we were talking, we both went to the same like lymphatic drainage place recently.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to ask more like on the beauty front. You posted this like the most aesthetic photo of a studio that you went to the other day was it microneedling?
Oh, yes. I did microneedling. Yes.
How was that your first time doing it?
It was, I think, my 4th time doing it.
Okay. Because you have like perfect skin.
Do I?
Yes.
I mean, okay. I'll take it. Thank you.
Yes. We need to know like how are we achieving this?
I do a lot of hydrofacials.
Okay.
I've been doing that for years because in the city, the pollution was so bad that my skin felt so dirty. So then I got into a routine of like monthly hydrofacials.
Okay.
And then ever since I got here, I stuck with it. And then I'm doing microneedling.
Okay. So you do a monthly hydrofacial and then microneedling
every like quarter of the year.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good routine to get in. And are you a big skincare girl?
I feel like I'm good for like 2 weeks and then I fall off. Unfortunately.
You're like your clients with training.
Totally. I need a trainer for like my skincare. I need someone to hold me accountable. But there's so many steps.
There are. I feel like the key is honestly to simplify it.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more. Yeah. That's what I have, like a 3-step, including cleansing. It's a 4-step.
Okay, that's
at
not
night.
terrible.
It's
4
not bad. I have gone through phases where I'm like 8-9 steps, and it's like Mike is like, are you ever coming to bed? Like it takes you 25 minutes just to like put all these, he's always like your face care.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, let's just tone it down a little bit.
I feel like social media gives you that pressure because like I'm seeing all these young girls, these masks, they're this and doing all the crazy things. And I'm like, I feel pressure doing that too. But
I know the face tape.
Yes,
I'm like, I feel pressure to get face
they'll
tape.
leave the face mask on. And I'm like, am I like not doing enough?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to keep it simple. I just like make sure that I use a cleanser.
Yeah.
Like, I always wash my face in the morning and at night, use a toner and then a moisturizer. I know you're supposed to wear sunscreen.
You don't wear sunscreen.
I know.
You have like beautiful olive skin though. So I feel like it's not like crucial.
Yeah, but I feel like it's still so important to wear it.
You definitely need a sunscreen.
Yeah, I know.
I really like the Super Goop Glow Skin, I think it's called, because it gives you like almost like a glow. So it almost feels like a prep. Yeah, it's a little bit tinted.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what like I feel like it kind of, what's it called? Like encourages me to wear my sunscreen because I feel like I look a little prettier.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then I probably should do that.
And anything else? Like, are you a Botox girl or no Botox?
Yes. Botox, just the front part here. Forehead.
Yeah.
11 here. I did microneedling for my smile lines.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Whenever I get Botox, they're like, do you want filler right here? You could use some filler right here. And I'm like, I really don't. But I actually did Morpheus before my wedding, which is like radio frequency microneedling. So it's like microneedling like on crack. And it did really help. It like helped with these lines and like just tightening like around the jawline a little bit too. So I need to do more of that.
I know, I definitely need to do more
I see
of
it
that
coming
too.
back.
Yeah.
I love all this stuff though.
I know, me too. I like live for this. And I love any biohacking tool.
Yeah.
Like anything just to make us feel better.
Yeah. Are you a big, like, will you try different like food trends and that kind of stuff? Or are you pretty like classic?
Actually, no, I don't try any food trends because like I like what I like and I like balance. I think that's the most important is just eating whole foods. I did for a time, I guess this is so New York of me, I wanted to try and be a vegan.
Yeah. I went through a big vegan phase.
Oh, you did? Okay. So I started off pescatarian and it was so hard to like get off pescatarian and go full vegan. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to being me. Like, let me just do me. I'm going to eat meat.
Okay, good. I'm sure I feel better.
Yeah.
Like now that I incorporated, it was actually while I was working with a trainer before my wedding, and it was the first time I was like lifting really heavy in a long time. And she was helping me with my food and she was like, no, we need more protein. Like you have to, and she was like trying to help me like get the protein in being plant-based. And she was like, can we please just add some meat in here? Like it'll make your life so much easier.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started incorporating it back in, like I felt like I had more energy, my digestion was better, like everything kind of
Probably feel less bloated too.
Yes. I was eating so much fiber and it's like fiber is great. We definitely need it, but I was overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like feeling really bloated a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not a big like diet trend or food trend person anymore. What is, but you are like, you're on the road so much. You have such a busy day to day. Do you keep your meals like, what does a day of eating look like for you?
For breakfast, I've been eating eggs on a sourdough bread, and or I'll do oatmeal. I do Rise oatmeal, the mushroom one.
Oh yeah, do you like that?
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
And with hazelnut milk, it's just fabulous.
Hazelnut milk?
Yes. Oh my gosh, hazelnut milk from Elmhurst is life.
Okay, I like Elmhurst a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I buy their almond milk. I'll have to try that hazelnut.
Yes, I'm gonna turn you into hazelnut. Like you're gonna be obsessed.
Okay, and you use it in what else do you use it in besides oatmeal?
Just oatmeal.
Just oatmeal, because you do black coffee.
Yeah,
we were making you a coffee. I was like, wow, I'm impressed. Black coffee.
Yes, like
once again, that's the New Yorker in you.
Yeah, like, I think I got that from my dad. He's like, I only drink black coffee. Like when I was younger. Yeah, and now that's all I drink.
I love it though. It's simple and it's nice because like, yeah, I can't tell you the number of times I'm like, at somebody's office and I'm like, do you have almond milk? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay.
Never mind.
Yeah.
And then for lunch, I really keep it simple. Either, I know this is so bad, but I'll order out from Garden Butcher or Carrot Express or just salad.
Yeah.
Get a salad or I make my own salad. I do really good with that.
I'm like in the same boat. I go through phases where I like really try to make my own lunch and make my own salad, but most days. Garden Butcher, at least, like, they use such clean ingredients. Shout out Garden Butcher, Boca Local spot. And Carrot Express and Just Salad are great too. Okay, so you're a salad girl. What's in your go-to salad?
My salad is always arugula, romaine. I'll do either grilled chicken or chicken thighs.
Okay.
I love corn in there. I love carrot, tomato.
Okay.
Maybe I'll add cheese depending on how I feel that day. If I feel bloated or like sluggish, I won't add cheese.
Do you feel like you're like a little bit dairy intolerant?
No, not really. But sometimes I'll just feel like maybe it contributes to like acne. So then like, I don't know if it's like in my head or if it's actually the cheese. So then I'll probably do without it. Okay. And yeah, that's basically what I have. Or I'll just get the chicken Caesar wrap from Garden Butcher.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good. And that holds me over till the like end of the day, and then dinner comes around. And I really, really want to be like the best wife ever and cook dinner. I'm sure you feel the same way. And I
think I know where you're going with this because I'm like the me too T. Yep.
I just don't have this. I'm like on calls till like 7:30. And then I'm like, there's no way I can make dinner. So Mike has become quite the chef.
Love that.
And so he makes like, you know, air fried chicken thighs. He'll make steak. I always make any of the fish. So it's like, if it's a fish night, I'll look at my schedule. I'm like, all right, I'm done at like 6. I can start cooking. So yeah, we always have one kind of protein. We always have rice, white rice, and then we have vegetables. Like either that's green beans or we do like root vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah, or I'll make another side salad depending if I had salad that day.
I love that he's a healthy eater too.
Oh my God, he is like full on.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he into, do you guys ever train together or?
No, right now he's not really training. He's playing golf.
Okay.
But when we first started dating, he was like, we would like lay in bed and then he's like, yo, what do you think for tomorrow's program? I'm like, oh my God, I am clocked out. I can't think about writing another program. I said, I'll send you a program in the morning. And so he is such a good listener and like really knows how to follow a program. And when he did, he was like, he looked great. He was putting on muscle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would like to work out with him, but I don't think he wants to work out with me.
Yeah. That is, we are literally like our mics are the same because same, like I like to work out in the morning, as you know, and then I'm like at work and like I put like my overtime in the evening. Like that's when I'm feeling most creative. It's when I kind of just like my juices are flowing. I'm in the zone. And then same thing. I'm like, I want to be this like great, you know, housewife that like makes dinner every night. I'm just not. Like I'm lucky if I make dinner like twice a week. And same, but if we're having fish, I'll make it.
Oh my God,
but
we're really the same.
Yeah, no, we're like really the same. But he loves a steak. But my Mike is not like, he does not love to eat healthy like I do.
Oh my God.
So, but I am fully gluten free, and he does like he'll make like gluten free pasta and all that. But yeah, he is like quite the chef, and yeah, so it's actually really helpful. But it's like not as healthy as it would be if I was cooking.
Yeah.
You know, but it's funny because he's the same. He like is obsessed with golf.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're in like the perfect place to be playing golf right now.
Oh, yeah. His like ultimate dream is for us to move to Jupiter and just like golf his life.
Would you move to Jupiter?
I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm really enjoying West Palm right now.
Yeah.
I love like I walk to Trumbull. I can like walk to certain places. I'm like the city girl in me. I love to be able to just like walk. If I can do a workout, get to a coffee shop, and like dream is to be able to walk to water. And right now I can walk to the Intracoastal, so I'm like a happy camper.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I love. And I mean, being here, it's walkable, but not as walkable. Like back in New York, I like across
like
the street, I have a shopping center.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. It's not like the city where it's like, I used to walk home from work. Like it was 25 blocks, but like if it was a nice night, like I would walk home. Yeah. I loved walking everywhere. Yeah. Do you miss New York at all?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
I miss it in ways of like, I love the hustle.
Yeah.
I love like running around and seeing people and just connecting. I feel like I'm definitely an extrovert, so I love being with people.
Yeah.
And I miss my family and friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you love Florida.
But I'm loving life right now here. It's definitely different. Like, I love my routine. I love that where I work. I love that I have my studio. I love that I have, like, my go-to gym. I have, like, my recovery spot. I have my restaurants that I love, you know?
Yeah, you built your routine here.
Yes, like, I feel like I finally built it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to like highlight or have people look out for coming in the future from you?
Oh, yeah, totally. Be on the lookout. Maybe we have like a retreat coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe we have a Pilates retreat coming up.
Ooh.
And a very, very cool place.
That sounds like my kind of.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. And where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me on Instagram at Tatiana Lampa.
Okay.
And you can find my website at www.trainwitht.com.
Okay.
And if anyone's interested in training, message me. And if you want to check out the Train with T app, work out less than 20 minutes, let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. It was so fun.
Thank you, Nicole.
This podcast was brought to you by Pureform, a comprehensive wellness center in Boca Raton, Florida. The website is pureformhealth.com, or you can find us on Instagram at pureformhealth. Feel free to message us with any questions, and note that you can connect with our providers for consultations over Zoom, from everything from stem cell therapy to hormone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. That's it for this episode of the Healthspan Collective. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love for you to rate, review, subscribe, and send it to a friend. We'd also love to connect with you on Instagram. Follow the podcast at Healthspan Collective and me at Nicole J. Doran. And leave us a comment on our latest post, letting us know what you'd like us to cover next.